7th grade class, crotchless, about to recite a goddamn TV commercial. Eat me! Louder and with more enthusiasm. Eat me! Somebody kill me, please! Now the whole class is losing their shit. Wow, who the hell still wears whitey tighties? I don't know, but I can see that kid's balls right now, and I sure don't like it. So needless to say, when I got home from school that day, that LA Looks hair gel went straight into the garbage, and my ass never spiked my hair again. So the next time you think you were awkward or weird in middle school, just be glad you didn't become Slim Jim's new 12-year-old crotchless mascot. Step into a Slim Jim! Eat me!
Hey, I'm Harold from Branded by Harold Tattoo Shop, and I'm here to announce that next week is Old People Week. You got a Gram or a Pop you want to get tattooed? Well, bring them down here for a nice tattoo.
I want a tattoo.
Well, hey there, creepy old man. You want a nice Pokey the Pig? For just $5.99, I'll tattoo any old person over the age of 85. I don't care how fucking thin their skin is. You can count on me to be extra careful with your dear old Pop. I'm the best in town. Oh, shit, wait a minute. I forgot I was left-handed. We're gonna have to start over, Mr. McClanahan. You know what they say, a good tattoo ain't cheap, and I don't remember the rest, so get your ass down here, and for $5.99, I'll tattoo all your grandkids' names on your body so you'll never forget their name again.
Merry Christmas to you, little Billy, and Merry Christmas to you, little, oh, God damn it. Shelly, that's it. Merry Christmas, little Shelly.
Anything you want. A cup of tapioca pudding, some suspenders, a hot dog that's saluting the American flag. I could do Charlie Chaplin on fire on top of a birthday cake that says, tickle me shitty underneath it. But you don't gotta take my word for it. I'm drunk after all. Check out these testimonials.
I got this bald guy with a goatee tattooed on my face so nobody would fuck with me in the street. Yeah, I got tired of my grandpa asking me what his goddamn Wi-Fi password was every day, so I got it tattooed on his fucking forehead. Since my crazy Aunt Carol has onset dementia, sometimes she thinks she's a wombat and scares the hell out of people. But thanks to Branded by Harold, we don't have to worry about her goofy ass anymore.
Hell, for an even $10, I'll tattoo a young ass face on top of your old ass face, and you look just like you're in your 30s again. Oh my goodness, is that John Stamos? Nope, it's just old-ass Mr. Johnson. God damn, Mr. Johnson, you look fly as hell. So come on down to Branded by Harold and get your old-ass gram or poop a fly-ass tattoo. I'm a wombat! Bleh!
Alright, now when I was a kid, Cub Scouts was a big deal. And in Cub Scouts you do all sorts of stuff. You race blocks of wood down a ramp, you carve animals out of soap with a sweet pocket knife, but most of all, you got to go to Cub Scout camp. Now our Cub Scout camp was in this random plot of land in the middle of the city called Camp Miaconda. Miaconda, of course, is an old Mohican proverb that translates to land adjacent to a Kmart. And my little 10-year-old ass couldn't even pronounce Camp Miaconda. To me, it was always Camp Anaconda. Anaconda, of course, is an old English proverb that means shitty Jennifer Lopez movie. Now at Camp Anaconda, our main goal was to earn merit badges. And I have to say it was pretty easy for us to earn these merit badges because our Cub Scout leader wasn't very good at his job. He liked to half-ass a lot of things. We'd be standing in the middle of the woods and he'd be like, hey, you guys know fire is really hot, right? Yeah? Okay, good job. Here's your fire safety badge. You guys know when you get lost in the woods, you're supposed to eat berries and fucking try to find your way out, right? Yeah, I guess. Perfect, here's your forced survival badge. But of all the badges that you can earn, nothing was more important than your Arrow of Light badge. Because your Arrow of Light badge proved that you were no longer just a shitty little Cub Scout, you were a full-blown Boy Scout. You're a man now. You're a fucking man scout.
I am Boy Scouts.
So on what would be my last trip to Camp Anaconda, our goal for that weekend was to finally earn our coveted Arrow of Light. And on this particular trip, my dad decided to chaperone because, well, it's hard for one person to manage a bunch of punk-ass kids in the woods. I don't think he was excited for it. What, to babysit a bunch of shitheads in the middle of the woods? Not really, no. And I can't really blame him. Now, in order to get your Arrow of Light, you had to meet certain expectations. They're not just gonna give it to you, it's the fucking Arrow of Light, for Christ's sake. This ain't no Girl Scout bullshit where if you sell 2 cookies, they give you 19 fucking badges on your sachet. No, this is a big deal. But with our lame-ass Cub Scout leader, we just had to do the bare minimum. Okay, it says here you guys gotta know how to tie a square knot. Can you do that? I can tie my shoes. Good enough for me. Next one here, you have to memorize the Scout code. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Jesus Christ, Timmy, that was a bit overkill, don't you think? God damn, I would have accepted be good or not be an asshole, for Christ's sake. Now, our final test for our Arrow of Light happened inside of the cabin that we were staying in on the last night of the trip. All right, here's the deal. You guys can get your little arrows of light as long as you keep this fire lit all night tonight and you don't burn down the cabin and murder everybody, okay? So naturally, we all decide to take 2-hour shifts watching the fire. fire while the rest of us slept, and because it was my brilliant ass idea, I got the first shift. Now, staying up for fire duty was pretty easy for 2 reasons. For one, our scout leader told us this really fucked up scary story right before bed, and it traumatized the hell out of us. Hey, you kids ever hear about the Manitoba Mangler? The Manitoba Mangler? Yeah, it's a story about a guy that murdered a bunch of children in the 1980s. Yeah, he hacked them all up into pieces with a dull chainsaw. It was fucking wild. And for 2, for those of you that don't know, my dad likes to snore loud as hell. And when I say loud as hell, I mean if he was taking a nap on the couch, you could hear his ass from the outside. There'd be people walking down the street and shit. What the hell was that, a goddamn wildebeest? Hell, he'd snore so loud, sometimes he'd wake his own ass up. Ah! What the fuck was that? Is there a wildebeest in here? So there I am, on fire watch. My dad's snoring like he's possessed by the fucking devil. At this point, the whole cabin's awake. Jesus Christ, that man's septum is deviated as fuck. Some little kids outside the cabin taking a piss, wondering what the hell's going on. What the hell is that? Is somebody starting a chainsaw? Is it the fucking Manitoba Mangler? So needless to say, we didn't catch the goddamn cabin on fire because, well, nobody got to sleep that night except for my dad. The next morning, everybody's pissed off at him. Hey, the next time you want to help me out with a bunch of kids, could you not snore like it's the fucking apocalypse? So shout out to my dad's demonic ass snoring, because without that, we wouldn't have got our little goddamn arrows of light. The end.